Thunder Rosa is off the all-out pay-per-view with an injury, confirmed to be an issue with a disc in her back. She has been trying to work through the injury. It's bad enough that she needs time off. And on Dynamite, she announced that she would be stepping down as the AEW Women's Champion. Even though she's stepping down, they're crowning another interim champion. We just had an interim world champion. Now we're going to have another one. Why we need an interim champion if the actual champion is stepping down was never explained. Unless she misspoke, and I don't believe that she did. I think she said it exactly the way that they wanted her to say it. An interim champion will now be decided at All Out. In a fatal four-way match, Toni Storm, Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, and Hikaru Shida. The plan was for Toni Storm to beat Rosa for the championship, which is what I pitched weeks ago. I thought it was the right time for a title change. Storm posted a photo on Instagram of her jaw all bandaged up after dental surgery of some kind. She said she will be on Dynamite this week, though. Just what that division needs, another injury. Rosa said that Dr. Sampson would not clear her to work, so this is what Tony Khan came up with. He loves his interim titles. As much as he loves those White Claws, he loves those interim titles. By the way, I had a White Claw for the first time last weekend. I don't usually drink seltzers or anything like that, but I was at a barbecue and they had them. So I figured I would try one. I thought it tasted like shit. I just felt like mentioning that because every time there was like an AEW party or something, you saw people hanging out backstage at an AEW show, especially during the Daily's Place pandemic shows. It was always White Claws, White Claw this, White Claw that. I'm like, I had never tried it before. I'm like, let me try this thing and see how good this is. Tasted like fucking shit. But I still think Toni Storm should get the title. Now it's a four-way, but I don't think the outcome should be any different. I would not be opposed to Jamie Hayter getting a run as the interim champion if that's the direction they wanted to go in. They could use it as a way to get her the fuck away from Britt Baker. You know, it's been a year. It was a year ago this month that she returned to the company and she joined up with Britt, which seemed like a smart idea at the time. Britt gets a bodyguard, but she gets, someone who can watch her back. And she was the most pushed star in the division. So having Jamie Hayter hang around her didn't sound like a bad idea for Jamie. Now, though, here we are a year later. I just think she's floundering in Britt's shadow. I think it's a waste of Jamie Hayter. She told What Culture in June that if she wasn't with Britt Baker, she would want to join the Blackpool Combat Club. Hey, sounds good to me. That'd be a great idea. So Britt Baker ends up on the pay-per-view after all. After that segment last week where she talked about being left off the show, she ends up on the pay-per-view after all. She should be sending Thunder Rosa a gift basket. But there will be no exchange of gifts between the two women. Britt Baker does not like Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa does not like Britt Baker. And that's not just for show. These two women do not like each other. They do not get along. They do not socialize together backstage. They do not hang out in the same circles. They don't want to have anything to do with each other. Fightful says that there is also some heat between Rosa and Jamie Hayter, which I have to assume stems from, it probably stems from a couple of things. Number one, if she's hanging around Britt Baker all the time and Britt's in her ear, then it's not surprising that Jamie Hayter would not like Thunder Rosa. But I'm guessing the main issue stems from Rosa accidentally breaking Hayter's nose in their Battle of the Belts match. I remember the spot where it happened. It was on a brainbuster. Hayter was actually executing the brainbuster. She had Rosa up in the air and dropped her down, and I guess Rosa, when she came straight down, her shoulder, I assume, came straight down on Hayter's face. And then she immediately grabbed her nose. Rosa has had issues in the past with other people as well. She's had issues with Ivelisse. There was the whole sandbagging controversy with Marina Shafir. Rosa even had a t-shirt made up that said sandbagger, I think is what it said. She wore it on TV. She said because she was tired of people spreading lies about her, so this was her way of kind of mocking it and throwing it back in those people's faces. But it was telling that when Britt Baker cut that promo on Wednesday after her match with Kylan King, the first words out of her mouth were about how a real champion would work through injury like I did when I had my broken wrist when I was the champion. I'm surprised Rosa didn't pull an Eddie Kingston on her when she got to the back for that line. Rosa announced that she was taking a break from social media on Thursday after all kinds of stories were being circulated online about her injury, people thinking she's faking it to get out of doing a job, like she's Shawn Michaels in 1997, and all, tweeting about all this stuff about her and Britt Baker, and I mean, really a lot of hate directed at Thunder Rosa. Her silence did not last long because she went on Busted Open Radio on Friday morning to address a lot of different things. About her injury, she said, "I am not the best physically right now. I was in a lot of pain yesterday. A lot has been happening in the last couple of weeks. Unfortunately, I'm going to be out of commission. I don't know for how long. For a couple of months, probably. I have a problem with my back, and yesterday I was trying to be strong. Back problems are not easy. Some days are good, some days are not. Yesterday was not a good day. I was in a lot of pain. That's one of the reasons why I'm taking time off. I want to clear the air. This is not fake. This is not a work. I am not comparing injuries to injuries. If I could fucking walk, I can fucking work. Dr. Sampson did not clear me to wrestle. I am not cleared to wrestle. It is not that I don't want to do a match at All Out. I can't walk. It's a shame that this is being put on social media, not only to discredit me as an athlete, but also to discredit me as a wrestler. I want to walk when I'm 40. I have the right to say no. I can't walk. I can't do it. I don't want to have surgery. If we keep doing this and going through the pain, then I'm going to be out for longer. I don't want to do that." So she's obviously very pissed off about all this stuff. She reads what's being said about her. She knows things are being leaked from certain individuals behind the scenes about her. She's not a dumb person. In reference to other rumors, like one ridiculous one about how she hid in a bathroom after her Battle of the Belts match with Hayter. I guess to hide from Hayter, she was afraid that Jamie was going to be angry and coming after her because she broke her nose, so she hid in the bathroom. That is one of the more ridiculous stories I read this week. She said this: "Not everything that is being said is true. If anybody has a problem with me, anyone, call Busted Open, call my number, tell me to my face. I don't hide from my problems. I don't run from my problems. You can talk to me. My door is open. That goes for anybody. I have taken accountability when things have happened. I'm a straightforward person. Some people don't like that and they are afraid of that. I'm not. I'm a trained fighter. I don't run away from shit. Stop reading stupid shit online." Between the CM Punk and Hangman stuff and the Eddie Kingston, Sammy Guevara stuff and now this, I think it may take more than one backstage meeting for Tony Khan to get his house in order. What the fuck is going on in AEW right now? What is going on? It just feels like the shit's hitting the fan all at the same time. It's like they have a substitute teacher because their usual teacher is out with the flu and the kids are climbing the walls. Someone asked me a question the other day about the women. If I was a free agent female right now and I had the choice of signing with WWE or with AEW, which company would I choose? If you gave me the choice right now, I'm signing with WWE. And it's honestly not even a difficult decision. Because even though the women's division in WWE still has its flaws, and look, when you sign with WWE, you are exclusive to WWE. So if you are somebody who likes the freedom of being able to book your own independent shots and stuff, you're not going to have that power in WWE. But in terms of how the women are presented and how much television time WWE devotes to them, it's night and day compared with AEW and how they're presented. Night and day. Before all the Vince McMahon drama went down, I said Sasha Banks would be a huge pickup for Tony Khan if it changes the way that he approaches the women's division. Sasha could be a game changer for the company in that way, as far as potentially getting them featured more often, and she would have all of these new opponents to work with. I'm not convinced, though, that Tony Khan would really do anything different. Now, I think WWE is the place for Sasha to be. And Naomi, too. It's one area where they absolutely have a leg up on AEW is with how many segments on their shows are devoted to the women. It's not even close. And I know they've been hit recently with injuries to Chris Statlander, who they had big plans for, and now Thunder Rosa. But you watch any episode of Dynamite and tell me that this women's division is not treated like an afterthought. You can sign as many women as you want and throw them on Dark or give people a Sky Blue match on Rampage every now and then. It comes down to the stories and the amount of TV time that you devote to these people. This division is a fucking mess right now. And AEW just trademarked the name All Elite Women for a potential show. I don't know if it's a wrestling show or a reality show, but they trademarked All Elite Women. It's coming soon. If it's an all-women show, I expect the entire thing to air in picture-in-picture.